talked about how the power of positive media, what we consume shapes who we become. Because what you feed your mind determines the life that you lead. Just like the food we eat fuels our body more than we realize. First, I want you to think long, long ago, when there's a thing called boredom, like pre-2000, when you were at a stoplight and you just sit for like 30 seconds with your own thoughts. Nowadays, our thoughts and our mindset and our attention is dictated so much by what we consume. Because at any free moment we have at a stoplight, in line at a coffee shop, at the grocery store, we are reaching for our phone and consuming something. We're always consuming. Our thoughts and our attention, we control more of. But I want to tell you today that you have more control than you realize. And it has to do with two major things. It has to do with our mindset and algorithms. We'll talk about those in a little bit. How can I control my mindset? Well, first, a mindset is the way people think. And the way you do anything can be taught or learned. So yeah, we can all change our mindset and learn a new mindset on a daily basis. But so much of our mindset and attention is dictated by the media and things that we're consuming. Yes, our brain is the original algorithm. It's all about what you're focusing on. And social media companies have realized that the more you pay attention to, because just as in life, what you focus on longest becomes strongest. And we determine that. But it's all based on an algorithm on our social media that we're consuming and in our brain. But the beauty of that is that you can control that algorithm, both in your brain and on the social media that you're watching. And this isn't just some motivational talk. There's a thing in our brain called the reticular activation system that filters out what you don't pay attention to and filters in more of what you do pay attention to. You can control what you're consuming because that dictates so much about you. But you're not going to notice positive things as much as you do the negative things. So now that you recognize that, you can control it. And what you got to do is realize that positive media isn't fluff, it's fuel. It's an opportunity for you to rewire your brain, retrain your brain, and retrain your thinking. Because all those things that you consume are affecting your mindset on any given day. And you can change your mindset from day to day, all determined on what you're feeding it. So remember that. You can control that by listening to great podcasts to teach you things, maybe watching videos of people that fuel you, not drain you, and reading a good book that stretches your thinking instead of watching a toxic news cycle or watching people argue on Facebook or Twitter X. You can use that media to change your algorithm both in life and on what you're consuming to change your life. Because you got to realize that we don't become what we wish for, we become what we consume. So now that you know you have that power, use that to rewire your brain in a positive way to win the day.
Keith's presentation really made me think about the fact that our brains have algorithms just like social media. Why do we think that they do that in social media? Because they know they can affect our brain. And if we allow them to affect our brains without us controlling what we consume, we will never be able to get out of the things that we're not supposed to be focusing on. So I love the focus Keith brought to helping me think about what do I focus on and how do I make sure it's the right thing.